And hello, everybody, once again to another episode of the Uncanny Spirits Club. As of this recording, I still have not trimmed my hair. Probably by the time this is broadcast, I'll have done something with it. I don't know, it's looking like a mess. That's a mess at the moment. But this recording is in March, and I know you guys aren't going to see it till who knows when I get it scheduled for. But it's going to be St. Patrick's Day in a few days. So we kind of celebrated early. We had like big Irish breakfasts for dinner and all kinds of stuff with the potatoes and the scrambles and the um, and beans and mushrooms and sausage and bacon and everything. So I'm pretty stuffed up from that. But I got I got this for St. Patrick's Day, and then I figured, I might as well have it a little bit early since we're already kind of having our big St. Patrick's breakfast and things. And this is another one of those things that I'm absolutely sure that I've reviewed before. So stop me. You can't because it's recorded already, and by the time you see it, there's nothing you can do about it. Ha ha ha. But anyway, if you've seen me review this before, tell me so. And then point me to where I can see that I've reviewed it because obviously I can't find it. Um, but this is Proper 12. Formerly owned by Conor McGregor, who's is he UFC or MMA? I don't remember which one. He's in some kind of he's a fighter of some kind. He goes out and fights people, and he has a lot of controversy. But he was part of the startup for Proper 12. He got it started off the ground with funding and things like that, and then I think he sold his stake on it at some point. I don't remember if that had something to do with a controversy or not. I don't really remember, and honestly, I don't care about controversies. Like, it doesn't matter to me. My favorite cognac is the Douce, and the Douce is part owned by Jay-Z, and I don't have any at all affection for anything that Jay-Z has ever done in his career. So, not to say anything negatively beyond that, but I just don't have any interest at all. So, but the cognac is good. So, like, I don't watch MMA or UFC, so I don't care too much about Conor McGregor. But this is good. I don't know how that cat feels about it, but he's upset about something. But yeah, I'm sure I've reviewed it before. And but I'm gonna go ahead and do it again now, since I clearly don't have a video somewhere on the line. So this is, of course, Proper 12, Irish whiskey, product of Ireland, aged 4 years in bourbon barrels, triple distilled. It is a blend. Let's see, what is the
You're gonna spill it. You took the cork out.
oh, it's still got a bunch up there. I'm looking for the I think it's 80 proof. I don't think it's any higher than that. I don't see it on the bottle, but I'm pretty sure it's yeah, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't say so on the bottle, but I'm pretty sure it's 80 proof. So nothing too flashy. This is relatively inexpensive at $26.99, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what I paid for it. So not too pricey. Which is one of the benefits towards getting it. I enjoy it because it tastes decent and it's a good price. It's outside the realm of the cheap shot challenge, but still. So I'm going to pour it. Generous dram there. Now we're going to play past the bottle. And it's a little darker than some Irish whiskeys. I know Irish whiskey is one of those things where a lot of the ones that I've had, when they get in the glass, they seem a little lighter, a little more golden in color. Please hold off your toilet jokes.
This one was 80 because it says 40% alcohol by volume.
Oh, I must have missed that. So yeah, 80 proof. This one's a little darker, still pretty pale compared to some of the other whiskeys, and that's something that kind of differentiates a lot of Irish whiskeys. It's not generally as dark, and I think that has something to do with the distillation process, because a lot of your Irish whiskeys are triple distilled, so it ends up lightening it up a little bit. Like they start out really light because it's like the clear grain alcohol that eventually gets darker from everything you do with it, and then it darkens in the barrel. and as such. But yeah, it's a nice light, very light orangey auburn color. A little bit nice viscosity there. Smells good. One of the things I like about Irish whiskey is it tends to smell clean. Now I say that, and I don't mean to say that other whiskeys and things smell dirty or gross or anything. It smells like it has this spring water kind of quality to the scent, like fresh water kind of thing that I get for Irish whiskey, and it's kind of something that I identify with it. Some of your scotches get that, but in a different way because they use different water sources, and I think the water source has a lot to do with some of that. You don't tend to think about that as often. You think about the barrel and you think about the maturation process, but the water source has a lot to do with it, which is one of the reasons why I like Bruichladdich, because it's the ocean that's right nearby there is where they get a lot of the water for what they use. And it makes a big difference, especially with the peat and everything else that they tend to use in their process. But Irish whiskeys, I get this fresh water scent to it most of the time. So it just smells clean and kind of bright and kind of fresh. And it's just something that I always kind of attach to Irish whiskeys. And this has that. This has that brightness. Like fresh water, fresh fruit, fresh, it just smells bright, like spring. So now instead of blathering on like I've been doing for the last minute or two, might as well get to the tasting, right? So we're gonna do a little clink, and they're gonna have that. So I'm cheating a bit because I have had it before, and I was certain I'd done the review, but I haven't. So I'm gonna approach it as if it's new because it has been a while since I've had it. So here we go.
Gotcha.
Now it tastes like fresh fruit. Not like it doesn't taste like fruit juice or like wine or anything like that. I mean, the sensation that it gives you like a fresh apples kind of sensation on the tongue, like bright, crisp, fresh apples that are just right off the tree. Just bite into one, and it settles into a nice little. The back end of it is another thing that's kind of common that I've noticed for a lot of Irish whiskeys. It settles into this deepening little, not really creamy, but kind of this pastry-ish kind of taste. So it's almost like a pie, sort of like a sort of apple pie or something like that. But and then people are going to be like, "Oh, it tastes like apple pie, great!" And they're going to taste it and it doesn't taste like apple pie, and they're going to be mad at me. But I don't mean exactly that it's going to be like a big old slice of apple pie, but that's the impression that it gives me.
I think it tastes a bit like caramel in the back end, like a caramel apple. But I'm not an expert.
And I get a little bit of the barrel in there too. I get a little bit of oak. I get some of the bourbon sensation from the barrel. And that kind of informs a little bit. That gives you a little bit of the creaminess. It's kind of like an apple tart where it's been kind of caramelized a little bit. It's been baked. You get the freshness of the apples. So it's like you just picked the apples that day and then you baked them into a tart that same day when everything's all like fresh and clean and new. And it's good stuff though. For the price, $26.99. You can't really go too far wrong with it. It has a little bit of sourness, but not a ton, not enough to really make it like after you've had a couple sips of it. But it's pretty good. Now, is it good compared to something like Jameson or compared to like Bushmills or compared to some of the other ones? It's debatable. Irish whiskeys don't taste the same. Now, a lot of bourbons sometimes will have a very similar flavor profile. And if you've been following some of my previous videos, especially cheap shot challenge stuff lately, you'll know I did some close comparisons of stuff that was all kind of the same, just different variations. But the Irish whiskey, they all have something that kind of stands out. Like there's this, I've done the Quiet Man on this channel, and the Quiet Man has a thinness to it, but a thinness that works compared to some other things. And it's difficult to explain necessarily without doing like a full like side by side comparison. But they all have something that kind of stands out, and this steps out on its own. It's not something that's going to be like, oh, that's the best thing I've ever tasted, but you can be like, that's a quality Irish whiskey for not too much money. So, this has been kind of a long, rambly review of everything. I don't know. I've used the word fresh like 50,000 times, I'm sure already. That's really the major word that comes to mind.
It's delightful.
Fresh. Let's get it all out of our system. Fresh. Now it's never used again. But that's it. That's all I got for you. It's good stuff. Like I said, another few days, it's going to be St. Patrick's Day. I have been known in the past to do like big holiday specials for things like Thanksgiving. Well, maybe for Thanksgiving, but for St. Patrick's Day. And I don't think I have anything major planned this time. I don't have like a bunch of tasting stuff. I'll probably just be doing other video stuff on the channel. So if you want to watch me play some games or stuff, I'll probably do that. Other than that, it's just gonna be a nice day this year, I think. Nothing crazy. So that's all I got for you. $26.99 here in Ohio for the proper 12. Let me show you the bottle one more time. Right now it's got like a rebate thing. I don't know. That's probably just local for Ohio. If you buy 2 of this size bottle of either this or Bushmills, then you get $10 off by mail. So it's $5 off each bottle. So that brings the total price of each bottle down to $21.99, which isn't bad.
That's proper.
Honestly. So, yeah. Proper 12 Irish whiskey. Definitely something that I recommend. I've had a lot of it because it is a good price and it tastes good. And I will probably buy more. I don't know how many bottles of it I've already had in my lifetime. Probably several more than I know what to do with. But I will definitely buy it again. So until next time, whatever you're going to be drinking,